to how to paint watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome back to how to paint watercolours with me, Colin, and I've sort of picked a nice landscape for this one, and I think we'll use some dusky and very grey greens. I think we'll fog up the background, removing any excess water from around the paper of which I've stretched. Say a big hi to Chrissy Canvas Art, lovely lady, acrylic painter. So if you fancy doing some acrylic, have a look at Chrissy's. I'm sure she'd welcome you. And I think what I'll do is I'll just dry off clearly the water in these rocks. We don't want some of the sky to come too far. I'll put some Naples yellow in here in the background. Just citrus yellow, and I'm using the artist quality paints from Turner's. I'll leave a link in the description box if you want to take a look at them. I've actually been taking a look over the past few months at other types of paints other than the Winsor & Newtons and the Dale Around, which are perfectly good paints. I really like them. Just testing this for strength. A bit strong, that. French Ultramarine, Permanent Magenta with a little bit of burnt sienna in it. Just giving it a bit of variation. You can bring it through the yellow. Being as it's on the magenta side, it will actually grey, which can be helpful. Maybe I just want to emphasise maybe there's some bushes down here. Same colour, just a little stronger this one. Just a little bit more French Ultramarine in it there. Just to bring the bushes forward slightly. Put a little bit of a hill in here. And with some of the same colour, you can pull a few trees through. This is the darker mixture. French Ultramarine, Burnt Sienna and Permanent Magenta. Taking some of the weaker colour, test that for strength, and bring some through here as well. Darkening up one or two of these misty ones with the darker colour just to bring them slightly forward. Just feeding some more colour in. And I'm just going to leave this to dry. I've just allowed it to dry a little bit, so what I want to do is just pull some ghost trees out. And I'm just going to check to see if it will do it and not backfill in too much. Your brush is dry, so it's really thirsty. Now we leave this to dry. Okay, the top part's starting to dry out, and what I'm doing, I'm just re-wetting the last third of the painting just to keep the paper nice and stretched so it doesn't dry out too fast. Okay, now that's started to dry out a bit. I'm just going to bring some Naples yellow in here. Some of the citrus yellow as well. Just a drop of raw sienna. This is citrus yellow, ultramarine and permanent magenta, and it's just some of the very, if you can see that, round, bring it in a little bit, just to bring it into a very grey green. This one's just a little bit lighter but thicker. To pull this around a little bit just to shape it. Give you the impression that a lot is going on when it's just a few strokes of the brush. Check in the back. It just has to dry out a little bit more, and then we can put another set of background trees in, and then we can come forward. So once you leave this to dry a little bit. Now that that's dried off a bit, we can begin to put some of these foreground trees in, but they're just in the background. I'm using some of the grey green just to put the trunks in. A little clean water, just soften the roots in, just helps to attach them to the ground. And then I'm going to turn the board round and continue on with these trees. I'm taking a rigger brush and just continue to pull the branches out. Pulling it into the light. Remember to bring some of your branches off the page. It just makes things, doesn't look as if everything's packed in. Just turn it around to check it, to see whether I like the arrangement. Change to a different colour, as this one is going to be an oak tree. But I just want to drop in some raw sienna. French ultramarine burnt umber with some citrus yellow in, but this is real dark. Just drop this in. This is just French ultramarine and burnt umber. Back to my rigger brush, French ultramarine and burnt umber once again. Just begin to pull the branches out again, but sometimes oak trees have very short branches. They're very higgledy-piggledy sometimes. That's the right word. Once again, turning the board around. Just wiggling the brush to get a bit of character into the branches. Turn the board again. Down brush again. Soften off the bottom. Mixing the grey up with some cobalt blue and burnt umber, just a touch of French ultramarine in it, and I just want to bring some into these rocks here. A little bit of water at the back and some of my grey green. We're just going to begin to soften some in. Some of the darker earthier green in. Just adding a little water. Some of the real grey green. A little bit of the earthier green again. We need this to dry. Now that everything's really dried, we can start to bring some shape to these rocks. So I'm just gonna, this is some of the same colour, putting a second coat on it will darken it, giving some shape and form. I hope this is showing up on the camera. Just leaving a hit and miss effect, and also I'm just bringing out some crack lines, just bringing it further into the ground. And like mountains, if you've seen me do mountains before, you can actually shape the direction that your rocks are in. Just adding the odd crack line in. Take some clean water, and at the back I'm just going to run a little bit of water across the water area in the top here. I'm going to take some of the Naples yellow for this. And I just want to add some of the background colour. Pull it gently across. Some of the rock colour also, just in areas. I want to pull that over the top of the waterfall. and soften one or two of the back edges in, leaving the front edge where the water is dancing sharp and clear. Some of the very dark green, just really wet it, hope you can see that. And maybe in here we can pull some blades of grass. Don't have them all going in the same direction. I'm just beginning to bring some shape with a dry brush effect. We'll soften some of these edges in. Dropping some of the background colour in once again. Notice I've left this side slightly subdued from this tree, which is what you call the main event. And while I have that there, I'm just going to dampen my goat hair mop brush, break it open, stir up some of this green. Now I think I'll use some of this earthy green and water it down, and I just want to take some on the edge of the brush and just pop on just a tiny bit, the indication that there's foliage, leaves. I think that earthy green was the right choice. I'm starting to fiddle, so I'm going to stop some of the grey green. And we can begin just to drop some onto this tree here, watered down so it's not going on thick. Try not to give your tree a uniformed shape. And I'm even bringing some down where you can't see any branches, but your eye will mix it and it will make up its own branches, even though they don't exist. I think that's enough for that, and I'm just going to leave this to dry to make sure everything's dry, and then we'll finish off and we'll put the water in. Okay, everything's nice and dry, the rocks are dry. We're going to come to the water area, and I'm just going to spread some water, clean water, into the river area. Here we go. And I've decided I want to put the Naples yellow in on this side. And I'm just going to drop it in. I want some of the citrus yellow to show. And I want to begin to darken this to some dark pools along here. Bringing these colours together, some of your background colour. I don't think I want to do any more to that, so I'm going to allow this to dry, and then I'm going to bring a light streak down the centre. Okay, I've left that about 5 minutes, and I'm taking what was a damp brush, and I'm just taking the water off it so it's almost dry, and where the light is I'm just going to pull it through. They're just light shafts. Then I'm going to allow this to dry, and then we can get round to finishing it off. Once again, I'm just going to turn the board round. I'm taking a little ruler and I'm looking for the dark patches for this, and I'm just going to put some light streaks in, making sure that they are straight. Take my rigger brush and some real dark French ultramarine and burnt umber, and I just want to pull some grasses out down here, but I want to bring them around this rock. Then with some white paint, because it's a reasonably dark picture. This is where you get round to the best bits. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. And if you would like to view the Turner paints I've been using, I will leave a link in the description box. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much.